Alright, gamers. Let's get gaming. I can't see the frog. Frog's there!
Frog!
Return of the frog. It's return of the frog. Once again, return of the frog.
Froggy.
So, Frog, what's it like being on the prestigious Grith show?
You know, I'm a frog. I'm sat on a log. I'm vibing.
What's it like being a frog?
It's pretty cool. I get to eat flies and be sticky, you know? All the good stuff.
Can you say, hello, you're my little frog champ?
Hello, gamers. You're all my little frog champs.
Thanks, Frog.
That's alright.
Right.
Anytime.
Let's jump straight into it, shall we?
Let's hop like a frog straight
Let's
into
hop
it.
like a frog straight into it. First piece of news. Frog Detective. That's news.
Froggy! He's on his way.
Froggy's on his way.
He's coming. He's running. He's on his way. He's coming along.
Oh, he's green screen because he's green like a frog.
This is discrimination.
This is discrimination.
How could you do this? I detect discrimination.
I'm sorry, Frog. Right, into the real life actual news. Monday of last week, no, Tuesday of last week, the day after our show, Resident Evil announced the official canon height of Tall Lady.
Large.
She's 9'6".
Large women.
9'6". Wait. What descriptive?
Her back's gotta hurt holding all that weight. Imagine her trying to chase you in your regular sized tower. She wouldn't be able to fit.
Just thinking about it, how big do you think a booba is? You know? Like, I know it's not my place to know, but I'm not wondering in like a sexual way. I'm wondering in like a, so she's 9'6", but she looks reasonably like proportioned. Like not booba wise, like whole body is relatively well proportioned. But considering the size of her, if you were to like take the booba and like place them next to a normal sized human,
They'd be the size of heads.
they'd be the size of like a person's head at least. I'm sorry, Lady Dimitrescu, that you have to deal with that. You're just trying to run your winery business.
I think she does it to herself. I think the wine is making her have large.
You think so? You think it's growing wine? Growth-enabled wine? I think you're right. Moving on to our next story. GeForce Now is finally available to play through your browser, so you don't have to download an app. Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It is, especially for things that don't really allow it.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
Can you stop blowing on your microphone when you talk?
I'm not.
Yeah, you were a little. But Mass Effect Legendary Edition got revealed. Officially this time. Sorry, I should make it clear. We've talked about Mass Effect Legendary Edition at least once a month on this show. But this time it's for real. Actual official Mass Effect page reveal. It's Mass Effect, but remastered. They call it Legendary Edition. It's not a full remaster, but it is in 4K. Here we've got, they used AI upscaling to... Now, a lot of people read this and they're like, oh, they use AI upscaling to upscale it live in-game. No. They used AI upscaling during production of the remaster in order to make the textures and things higher, which is good. That's good. As long as you also had a human hand in it. Don't let the AI do everything, otherwise it looks shit. But yeah, it's got improved controls in a lot of places, which is good. Just a lot of improvements here and there. All of the DLC, everything. I'm looking forward to this. I've never had the chance to play the Mass Effect trilogy all the way through, so I'm looking forward to finally getting the opportunity. Sadly, though, whilst in all of the leaks it talked about a Switch version, it looks like they're currently not doing a Switch version. But they do say, personally, I'd love it, but ultimately, I think we had a path set, and it was like, we'll finish that, getting it on consoles and PC, and then we'll see where it's at. So we might be getting a Switch version of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, just not yet. Next story, David Cage's Quantic Dream is opening a new studio in Canada. And they're going to be working on an unannounced AAA game. And yeah, that's the news. Nothing left to say. New Quantic Dream studio. Apex Legends, you may remember it got announced to be releasing on Switch mid last year, and then we just didn't hear anything about it for months. Well, we finally have a release date for the Switch version, and that is March 9th. Nintendo Switch players will receive 30 free levels on the Season 8 Battle Pass to help you catch up on the new season. Of course, you still need to buy the Season 8 Battle Pass, but still, it's coming to Switch, which is good. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what it looks like, how they have made it run well, if they have. Crossplay will be enabled at launch. It's great. Development of the Switch port has been overseen by Panic Button, who brought Rocket League to the Switch. Great, wonderful. Panic Button's fantastic. They're the gold standard for Switch ports of games. Next up, the Gearbox company was the Gearbox Entertainment Company was purchased by the Embracer Group. Not much to say there, just a corporate thing. Next up, following the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog's departure, Amy Rose's voice actor Cindy Robinson is also leaving. So that's Sonic and Amy now having their long-standing voice actors no longer in the roles. How do you feel about that, Jess?
It's pretty unepic, I will admit.
Pretty unpog, I agree. That's that story. Next up, Lego Star Wars, TT Games is calling it a flag bearer for a new era of Lego video games, which I'm excited about. I love the Lego games. I think they're just great fun, great co-op games. They talk a little bit about it here. Actually, it was in a different article. They talked about it. I can find it. Oh, yeah, give me a minute. I'll find it. Okay. Fuck. Where was it? I'm sure I talked about it there. Oh well, never mind. Thought I read an article on it. Guess not. It says it's going to have 300 characters to play. It's going to have 25 locations to visit. It's going to be open world. And it's going to have random enemy encounters that can happen to you in the open world. Sounds amazing to me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm hoping that this does go through into other Lego games. I'm hoping this really is a flag bearer for the future of Lego. Next up, Blizzard has announced that it does not expect Overwatch 2 or Diablo 4 to launch in 2021, which is lame. And this tweet right here is making the point that I was exactly I was going to make. So why did they announce them if it's so early into production? Because Blizzard was in hot water and needed to please the angry gamers. That's exactly it. That is exactly it. It was during the big Blizzard controversy from last year. Just lame. I mean, what else is there to say? Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake has been delayed. We saw an outpouring of feedback from you who love the franchise. We have made the decision to shift the release of the remake to a later date. This extra development time gives our teams time to deliver a remake that feels fresh whilst reimagining faithful to the original, remaining faithful to the original. They said they're going to keep everyone posted, but hopefully this leads to a better product, because the stuff that they released when the game was announced, when the remake was announced, didn't look great. It didn't look too good, but I'm hoping that this is a good thing and it's going to lead to good stuff. Next up, Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker was announced, a new expansion to the online game. Not much else to say there. A fan of Resident Evil and Silent Hill purchased the SilentHill.com web domain and purchased a tall lady meme on it. Oh yeah. It was this image right here, showing that Pyramid Head was originally 9'5", which is 1 inch shorter than tall lady. Yeah, that's the story. It's just a silly little. But what it does get me thinking is, why didn't Konami have that? Why doesn't Konami have the Silent Hill domain? Doesn't matter. Moving on. Just a couple days ago, Warner Brothers Games, WB Games, got through with a patent that I'm not super happy about. I'm going to read this out verbatim from this article. This is my article, so I'm not taking anyone's writing here. This is my article. So a couple of days ago, the US Patent and Trademark Office released an issue notice on the February 3rd, 2021, saying that the patent would go into effect on February 23rd of this year, which affects the Shadow of franchise's signature Nemesis system. Nemesis characters, Nemesis forts, social vendettas, and followers in computer games is a patent that basically says, as IGN's John Ryan put it, a patent that covers a system featuring procedurally generated NPCs that exists in a hierarchy and interacts with and will remember the actions of players, have their appearance behavior altered by players, and whose place in that hierarchy can change and affect the position of other NPCs in said hierarchy. The problem with this patent is that so much of the language is worryingly vague. Even the title, Social Vendettas, could mean anything. Oscar Wilde, and again I'm reading this from an article I wrote, so I apologize for this next part. Oscar Wilde once said of writing, "There is nothing original under the sun," but I've always felt like it is doubly true for games. I mean, how many spiritual successors, or whatever, come out every single year? Just look at how many NES/SNES style ninja games have released in just the last few months. Metroidvanias and Souls-likes are also a great example that speak to a particular penchant in this for this in games that you don't tend to see to the same extent in other mediums. My point is that I already know of at least 2 games being developed by indie teams that will be affected by this new patent, who were inspired by the Nemesis system and just wanted to expand upon it. It's a damn shame that we probably won't see the full potential of a system like this because of this patent. However, moreover, even large companies could be affected by this patent. Ubisoft might be under the crosshairs now because Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Assassin's Creed Valhalla both had bounty hunter systems that took clear inspiration from the Nemesis system. And now they won't be able to iterate on this again, which is ironic because Shadow of Mordor was largely just an Assassin's Creed clone to begin with. Yeah. That's all I want to say on the Nemesis system ruling. Moving on. The Google Stadia version of Terraria has been cancelled because the creator of the game says, "I will not be involved with a corporation that values their customers and partners so little. Doing business with you is a liability." And you can pause it. Well, you can read this if you like. Just skim it. Yeah. So that's news. Here's a new cinematic lighting experiment showing off assets from Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Here it is. Lovely. Very cinematic, very lighting, very Senua. She looks skinnier. Anyway, moving on. E3 was announced today to be doing a digital version of its event, similar to Jeff Keighley's Summer of Games last year. We don't know much about this right now, but we know that Jeff Keighley is not going to be involved. So it's possible that Summer of Games and E3 are going to be in direct competition for news this year. That'll be interesting to see how that, shakes out. And finally, in games news, the US government today announced plans to ban scalpers. Undoubtedly, this has been spurred on by the incredible amount of scalping of the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 systems. Again, have to wait to see how this shakes out. It's a brilliant thing, and every country should be doing this. But yeah, it's shocking that this hasn't already happened. Moving on, next we're going to be going to film and television news. The Golden Globe Awards nominees were announced last week, including, I'm not going to read these all out, there's so many. You can go to gryth.wordpress.com to see the nominees or join a Discord where they were all posted. I wrote out by hand every single one of these fucking things. Oh my god. Anyway, point is, yeah, these are the nominees. There are a couple of things I wanted to say. Sia's music was included in this list, which I don't like because that movie is not great and I don't agree with what it stands for. Also, there are a few things that have been snubbed, I think, in this, but there are people who know much more about it who can talk about it a lot better than me. I'm not a big on keeping up with the Golden Globes specifically as an award show, but I'm hoping to change that. Moving on. Coming to America 2, the number 2, the sequel to Coming to America, the word 2, got a new trailer, which is weird because this film only got announced a month ago. I guess it was just under wraps. Amazon really thought this was gonna blow the roof off somewhere, but yeah, Coming to America exists for some reason. Next up, let's take some phrases out of a hat, shall we? Let's mix it up. Let's go for our blank developing blank movie based on blank, shall we? Let's take some stuff out of a hat. All right, Lil Yachty developing action heist movie based on card game Uno. How much more epic can you get? Very exciting. I'm so excited to be part of this film with Mattel, said Lil Yachty, a musician best known for his songs Broccoli and I Spy. I played Uno as a kid and still do today, and to spin that into a movie based on the Atlanta hip-hop scene I came out of is really special. This is so surreal. I don't understand. How can you make a Uno movie that's an action heist movie? I don't know. How did that work? Detective. You think you're gonna shoot me? That's right, I got you right where I want you. You stop right there, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna pump you full of lead. I think you mean I'm gonna pump you full of lead. What are you talking about, you crazy bastard? Reverse card. Gun disappears from detective's hand, appears in criminal's hand. Game over. Uno. Detective. Based. Honestly, doesn't get more based than Uno the action movie. Pacific Rim is getting an anime. You can watch the trailer. It's not this Huel advert. You can watch the trailer here. It looks okay. I mean, we all know that Pacific Rim was just lightning in a bottle, right? At this point, everyone knows the Pacific Rim was lightning in a bottle. The first movie was pretty good, but I think that all of the sequels have proven that, like, that was a fluke, and like this idea is just not going to work again. Willem Dafoe has been spotted on the set of Spider-Man 3. Flub, I know you're in the chat. You know, I know you hate Frogmouth Boy. What's his name? Jess?
Oh, Tom Holland.
Yeah, I know you hate Tom Holland, but come on. Come on, would you be in it if Willem Dafoe was in there? Would you be in it if Willem Dafoe was in there? I'm telling you right now, it is going to just be a universe hopping montage. That's it. That's all it's going to be. It's not going to be the whole movie. People are preparing themselves for this movie to fucking blow them away with some multiverse, like bringing all of their favorite Spider-Man movies in, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be a fucking montage in the third act of the movie, at the end of the second act of the movie, during the climax. Fucking, that's it. Moving on. The new Transformers movie exists. Goodbye. New details on Paramount's iCarly revival. I don't care about iCarly, but I know a lot of people do. Here we go. The focus will be on Carly becoming a TikTok star, but we'll explore her journey. The focus will not be on Carly becoming a TikTok star, but we'll explore her journey through her 20s alongside friends and family. Carly's new best friend roommate will be part of the LGBT community as a pansexual character who dreams of becoming a fashion stylist. I can't wait for the stereotypes to rain down and for this character to literally to just be promiscuous and fashion obsessed, and just, I can't wait for them to just create a big stereotype character and be like, no, it's representation. It's representation. I don't trust these companies, man. I don't trust these companies to do good representation. I just don't. Moving on. Tom and Jerry, the movie, got a new trailer. I normally would mention this, but Tom does floss in this trailer. So I think it's worth mentioning for that. The new M. Night Shyamalan movie has been announced and got a trailer during the... What was the fucking thing? Football thing that happened last night? American football? Super Bowl. Yeah, that thing. It's based on a comic book, and I've always thought it sounds silly, but it is a super highly revered comic book called Old, and hopefully all M. Night Shyamalan needed was to be basing his scripts off other things, but it hasn't worked for him in the past sometimes. Who knows? Maybe it'll be good. But I doubt it. I doubt it. Next up, new trailer for Falcon and Winter Soldier coming in Disney Plus. I think going from WandaVision, which, like, for all its flaws, is great. It's trying to do something new. You know, it's trying to do something different. It's trying to shake up the normal Marvel... Jess, I'm going to be mute in Discord for a sec, okay? It's trying to shake up the, you know, Marvel stuff. It's got a USP. It's kind of unique. It's trying to do something a bit unique, even if it kind of just falls into just being another, you know, Marvel thing in the recent episodes. The first few episodes were great, and it's still trying to keep that, like, format style, which is great. Fucking, I want more unique Marvel stuff. But this kind of just looks like another Marvel thing. And don't get me wrong, this doesn't look bad. This looks great. The Captain America movies are always fantastic displays of action, right? And look at this movie. Look at this show. All of the fucking choreography for all of the fights, all of the digital effects, physical effects, everything looks so, so good. And that's great. That's brilliant. But I don't just want cool fights. I want unique filmmaking as well. You got to shake it up. Like, they're trying. They're moving slowly towards, you know, all of the stuff we've heard about, the Spider-Man 3, Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, all the stuff happening with WandaVision. It seems like they're trying to shake things up a bit, you know, make it a bit different, but this kind of just looks like more of the same. It's a little worrying, but moving on. A couple of sentence-long music stories. John Carpenter's new album came out. Everyone go give it a listen. Death Grip's new song came out. It's not great. It's just Death Grips. I like Death Grips, but for an experimental band, there sure isn't a lot of experimentation going on anymore. Next up, Jeff Bezos quit. I know I reported on this yesterday. No, not yesterday, last week, but Jeff Bezos is leaving. It deserves being mentioned again. Lego, this is a weird one. Lego has had their Lego Ideas thing happen, where people start suggesting things, they get reviewed, and then they become real. So let's see what's become real. First up, this Vincent van Gogh Lego set of Starry Night, which I respect the fuck out of. Hell yeah, go on.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
This Sonic Mania Green Hill Zone model kit, which is great. What else? Shit, there was more. Shit. This article has been edited, but it used to mention a Metroid set and a Legend of Zelda set. but those have been removed since then. I wonder why. I'm sure we'll hear more about it soon. Sonic then also confirmed that the Lego set is going to be coming. Now we're moving on to theme park news, so if everyone wants to tune out, that's just fine. I don't mind. Blue Man Group is no longer going to be at Universal City Walk.
Yeah, I'm really mad about that. Can I just say, because that was our last day we were gonna go see him, and then summer came up and we couldn't.
Yeah,
and
we never got. And we never get to see him. And there's no good footage of him online either.
Yeah,
every
and
shit's
it's
different.
unique anyway.
Yeah, we never got to see it.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Well. Next up, the Raptors on the Velocicoaster marquee have shed their skin, revealing the statues in full. Looks pretty epic. Reminder, at somewhere around these Raptors, there is going to be flames belching out. Don't know how I feel about the pyrotechnics being that close to the tree line, but...
That's the point.
What else? A day in the park with Barney has been permanently closed. Universal didn't announce it. It's just gone. The only reason we know is because of this, which is a response to someone saying, "Oh, when's it going to be opening back up?" And they just go, "No, it's not. It's not doing that."
That's really shit.
But the fact that it took this long for people to for something to happen to force them to say that it's permanently closed probably should tell you how important that show was, which is it's shit because, you know, it's a classic thing from Universal, but
well, exactly, they don't have many shows these days.
All they need to do now is close Fievel's Playland and they can replace it with the Pokemon Land like they were going to.
Yeah, that's true.
I still hope they do that. Plus, E.T. wouldn't even look out of place in the Pokemon Go Land, the Pokemon Land. Next up,
I think it would. A little
no,
bit.
just say he's a deformed version of Mew. Apple's mixed reality headset could cost $3,000 and include 8K displays and 12 sensor arrays. Bullshit. Who's gonna buy that? Unless it's like the Windows one where it's just for businesses only. Anyway, our last story of the day. Nice short show today. Slow news week. And I'm really, really tired. I'm trying to get through this. Nintendo World finally opened. I want to go through this shit. I want to fucking talk about some of this shit, right? Super Nintendo World opened. Super highly themed. Super Nintendo. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a clip of...
So cool.
It's so cool. First thing we're going to talk about is the Mario Kart ride.
Yeah.
So here's the footage with AR. If you don't know, this is an AR dark ride. An AR trackless dark ride. So the queue is incredibly themed. You know, it looks amazing.
Saying it's like a museum. There's so much detail in like every single inch of it.
Yeah, totally. Moving on, we if we can actually get to the ride. Right, so you can see the camera's been put in the AR headset, and you can see some of the AR stuff. Imagine this closer to your eyes. It's meant to be pretty convincing. Yeah.
Like it looks pretty good, but it's
supposedly
Yeah.
Supposedly when watching this, you know what's AR and what isn't, but it's convincing enough that it's not distracting. You can shoot turtle shells at enemies and stuff. It looks pretty fun. But it kind of looks like gibberish when filmed like this. Like, you can't really tell what's happening totally.
I don't think you could ever film AR in a way that makes sense.
Yeah. So we're going to watch a version of it that doesn't have the AR headset. And you can see this, even without the fucking headset, this is a decent dark ride.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Like, this is on the level of, like, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
It's better, I'd say. Like, look at all this detail. It's bad.
And the most interesting thing about this AR-less ride-through for me, I'd say, is that you can see how they mix the screens and the AR very clearly.
Fish come out and stuff.
Yes, you can see certain objects come towards the screen and then fade away, like Mario does here. There he is. And then he comes towards the screen and fades away. The reason he fades away is because he would fade in on the AR headset, and there would be a cross point where it becomes an AR element instead of a non-AR element. I'm actually going to open back up the AR version real quick. Just because the one that really made me realize this is a little bit after this, when they go to Boo Mansion. So, here, you see this painting on the wall. You can see it jump up and fall off. Now, if we look at that in the non-AR version, you can see the same painting on the wall. It's a real element in the actual set. And then it goes and becomes an AR element. It's so impressive. It's so cool. This is one of the most impressive rides I've ever seen in my life. But people are giving it low reviews. Did you know that? People are saying it's not very... people are saying it's not good enough. Yeah, because it's not a thrill ride. It's too kiddie. It's too slow. It's a fucking dark ride. It's a fucking dark ride. It's not a thrill ride. And don't say it's too kiddie. It's fucking Mario.
Yeah, literally.
What were you expecting? It looks amazing. It looks like so much fun. Moving on though. I don't want to go on too much. Here we have Yoshi's Adventure. If we actually get to the ride. It's literally just a Tomorrowland People Mover-esque slow train ride through the land. But similar to Tomorrowland, it works because the land is so highly themed that it's nice to just sit and look at everything, you know?
Yeah. There's so many little, just like animatronic elements that like, oh, just everything's so animated and lively.
Yeah, totally. Alright, next up, a secret attraction. We didn't know this was going to be in the land. It is a secret attraction. When you have collected a certain number of coins, you can go to Bowser Jr.'s little hidey hole somewhere in the land, and you can ask a cast member if you can fight Bowser Jr. in order to get the golden mushroom. And it uses a Kinect-esque control scheme. But you got to fight Bowser Jr. And then when he's been fought, you jump, and you get a flag, and you get the golden mushroom, and it's great. It looks like so much fun. And I put this video up because it shows a lot of more of the theming around the land. It's so well themed. It's so wonderful. It looks amazing. I can't wait for it to open somewhere that isn't Universal Studios Japan, because Universal Studios Japan.
I would love to go to
I would, but the thing is, I'd like to go to Japan, but Universal Studios Japan isn't something you go on a whole holiday for, you know?
Yeah, true. But like, there's a lot of things to do in Japan. It's not like you
Exactly.
just go to that, like Tokyo
Yeah.
Disney Sea.
Yeah.
Oh, that place.
Totally. Totally. Right. That's today's show. We're done.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, everyone. I hope you are caught up on the news, and I hope you come back Thursday for a game stream and next Monday for next week's GRYITH show. Thank you for watching. You have any closing words, Froggy?
Frog moments.
Frog moments. All right, let's go.